Why didn't Islam spread in Georgia, a country surrounded by powerful Muslim empires for centuries? Despite waves of Arab invasions, Ottoman pressures, and Persian dominance, Georgia managed to preserve its Christian identity in a region where Islam became dominant almost everywhere else. From its early conversion to Christianity in the 4th century to fierce resistance against foreign rulers, the Georgian people fought not just for their land, but for their faith and culture. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating history of why Islam, unlike in many neighboring regions, never became the majority religion in Georgia. In the 7th and 8th centuries, after the rapid expansion of the Arab Caliphate across the Middle East and Persia, Arab armies pushed into the Caucasus, including the territories of present-day Georgia. At that time, Georgia was divided into small kingdoms such as Iberia-Kartli and Caucasus-Lazica, which had already embraced Christianity as their state religion. The Arabs managed to capture key cities, including Tbilisi, and impose tribute on Georgian rulers. However, their influence remained mostly political and economic rather than religious. While some urban centers under Arab control saw the presence of Islamic administration and culture, the Georgian population, especially in the rural and mountainous areas, remained deeply attached to their Christian faith. The church played a crucial role in resisting conversion, and continuous local uprisings against Arab rule further limited the spread of Islam. Christianity became the cornerstone of Georgian identity when King Mirian III converted to the new faith around 337 AD, making Georgia one of the earliest nations to adopt Christianity as a state religion. This early embrace of Christianity created strong cultural and religious ties with the Byzantine Empire, which became a powerful ally against outside influences. Over the centuries, the Georgian Orthodox Church grew into an institution deeply intertwined with the people's sense of nationhood. As Arab, Persian, and later Ottoman forces attempted to assert control, Christianity served as a unifying force that resisted foreign domination. Monasteries, religious leaders, and a strong tradition of Christian literature and art reinforced the population's commitment to their faith, making attempts at Islamization far less effective than in other conquered regions. During the Abbasid period, Arab influence in Georgia became more structured, particularly in Tbilisi, which was turned into an emirate under Islamic administration. This era saw the establishment of garrisons and governors who attempted to consolidate control. Some segments of the urban elite adopted aspects of Islamic culture, and in certain cases, even converted to Islam for political or economic advantage. However, the majority of Georgians, especially in the highlands and rural areas, remained steadfastly Christian. The mountainous terrain made it difficult for Arab authorities to enforce their rule fully, and frequent rebellions by Georgian nobles disrupted Abbasid efforts at integration. Although Islam left its mark in some parts of the region, its spread was limited by strong local resistance, the enduring influence of the Georgian Church, and the people's deep-rooted Christian identity. In the 11th and 12th centuries, Georgia emerged from centuries of foreign domination and internal fragmentation to become a unified and powerful kingdom under the Bagrationi dynasty. This period marked the consolidation of the Georgian state and the revival of its Christian identity. King David IV, known as David the Builder, defeated the Seljuk Turks at the Battle of Didgori in 1121 and reclaimed territories that had been under Muslim influence. His military successes and administrative reforms strengthened both the monarchy and the Georgian Orthodox Church, reinforcing the cultural and religious foundation of the nation. Under Queen Tamar, Georgia reached its golden age, expanding its influence across the Caucasus and even into parts of the Middle East. This flourishing Christian kingdom became a beacon of resistance to Islamic powers in the region, ensuring that Islam remained a minority faith within its borders during a time when surrounding areas were becoming increasingly Islamized. The Mongol invasions of the 13th century shattered Georgia's golden age, bringing devastation and weakening the kingdom's political unity. Although the Mongols were not primarily focused on spreading Islam, their dominance disrupted Georgian resistance to outside powers and left the region vulnerable to further incursions. Despite this turmoil, Christianity remained deeply rooted among the population, as the Mongols did not enforce religious conversion. In the 14th century, the campaigns of Timur, also known as Tamerlane, brought even greater destruction. His armies conducted repeated invasions, burning cities, massacring populations and attempting to impose Islamic authority. However, while Timur's campaigns left Georgia politically fragmented and economically ruined, they did not result in mass Islamization. The resilience of the Georgian Church, the difficult mountainous terrain, and the persistence of local rulers allowed Christianity to survive even during these catastrophic centuries, preventing Islam from taking strong root among the Georgian people. From the 16th to the 18th centuries, Georgia became a contested frontier between the Sunni Ottoman Empire and the Shia Safavid Empire of Persia. Both powers sought to expand their influence over the strategically located Caucasus, often using military campaigns, political pressure, and religious conversion efforts to secure loyalty. The Ottomans managed to Islamize certain coastal and lowland regions, particularly Adjara and parts of Samtsk, where some of the population gradually converted to Islam under sustained Ottoman control. The Safavids, on the other hand, imposed their authority over eastern Georgia, forcing local rulers into vassalage and at times attempting to encourage Shia practices. Despite this constant tug-of-war, much of the Georgian population retained its Christian identity, supported by local nobility and the Georgian Orthodox Church, which acted as a strong cultural and spiritual shield. The mountainous terrain, once again served as a natural barrier, allowing many communities to remain outside direct imperial control. By the end of this period, although certain regions bore the marks of Islamic influence, Islam had not replaced Christianity as the dominant faith in Georgia. In the 19th century, the Russian Empire gradually annexed the fragmented Georgian kingdoms, beginning with the Kingdom of Kartli-Kakheti in 1801. Russian rule brought an end to centuries of Ottoman and Persian competition over the region and re-established Orthodox Christianity as the dominant and state-supported faith. The Russian authorities actively strengthened the Georgian Church while limiting Islamic practices in areas previously influenced by the Ottomans, such as Adjara. Muslim communities were often marginalized, and some were even encouraged to migrate to Ottoman territories. Under Russian control, efforts at Islamization were effectively halted, and Georgia's Christian identity was reinforced through education, administration, and closer ties with the wider Orthodox world. This period cemented the position of Christianity in Georgian society and ensured that Islam remained a minority religion, largely confined to specific ethnic groups and regions. Today, the religious landscape of Georgia reflects the centuries of struggle that shaped its identity. Christianity remains the dominant faith, with the Georgian Orthodox Church holding a central place in national culture and society. Islam, while present, is practiced mainly by ethnic minorities such as Azeris, Algerians, and Kists in the Pankisi Gorge, as well as small pockets in other regions. The history of repeated invasions, resistance to forced conversion, and the steadfast role of the Church ensured that Islam never became the majority religion. Modern Georgia continues to value its Christian heritage as a key element of its national identity, even as it coexists with Muslim communities and other faiths. This enduring legacy highlights how geography, culture, and history combined to preserve Georgia's unique religious character in a region where Islam became dominant almost everywhere else.